Previously on Racing Namibia.
After 2 nights in this camp, it's been delightful, but I bet you all can't wait to get moving. I know I certainly can't wait to get out on the course. And in 28 minutes, that's all about to start.
We're now on stage 2 of the Namib Desert Race, part of the Racing the Planet 4 Desert Series. We're running 250 kilometers over 7 days across the desert in Namibia, while carrying all of our own food, sleeping equipment, and supplies for the week on our backs. Morning.
Morning.
Well, it's the morning of day 2. We're at Camp 2 here. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We're going to get started at 8 o'clock as usual. And you know, the second day can sometimes be the hardest in something like this. You're stiff from the first day, you haven't quite got your rhythm. Usually by about the 3rd or 4th day, you start to feel stronger. But on the second day, it's all about just getting out there, just getting started, and just trusting that, you know, after 10 or 15 minutes, you'll start to feel good again. What do we got?
Nice climbing to start the day. Soft sand, which is fun.
That's always
Then
fun.
another nice climb, and then it's going down the river. Looks nice. Anything between 320 for you guys and 10 for me.
I think that desert line is behind you.
So yesterday you all did amazingly well. Everyone was moving really fast. It was really hot. In the sun, I recorded 43 degrees Celsius, and in the shade, 27. Thankfully, we had a nice breeze yesterday, which I think helped you. But it's likely, even though it doesn't look like it, it's likely to be at least as hot, if not hotter, today. In the lead overall from the United States is Dr. Rob Ripley. And to put that into perspective, Rob is 60 years old. Young. Right behind him, and I think playing cat and mouse all day, from Germany was Ben Darm, literally right behind. And in 3rd place, we have Radmir from Russia. So there's literally 5 minutes between the top 3 in the race at the moment. So today is 40 kilometers in total. It's a beautiful course today.
Stage 2 will start by sending us up and over the nearby hills and down to the riverbed on the other side. There, we'll encounter more soft sand, climbing back out of the river onto a long ridge with incredible views of the surrounding hills, before finally reaching Camp 3 at the bottom of the Khan riverbed.
35 seconds to go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's do this, bro.
Let's do this. How cool is this? First aid station. Guys, incredible up here, eh? Thank you guys, thanks so much for being out here. See ya. Okay, so we just went through the first checkpoint at kilometer 10. Kind of settled into a groove here, not too far behind Rob, an American guy who actually won the first stage yesterday. And believe it or not, he's 60 years old. This is his first time racing a staged race, although he's been the medical director for Racing the Planet for quite a few years. And ahead of him are Ben and Kadmil from Germany and Russia, respectively. They're in first and second place, and yesterday they both finished in second and third. So I settled back into my fourth place spot here and just see if I can try to keep the gap as narrow as possible on these three guys ahead of me today. There they are, just up ahead.
So my name is Robert Ripley, or Dr. Rob as they like to call me here. I am an emergency room doctor from Bend, Oregon in the United States. That's in the high desert of Central Oregon, and I am 60 years old. I've been volunteering on these races for 10 years, organizing the medical team, taking care of racers. I've seen thousands of blisters. I've taken care of hundreds of feet. I was an athlete in high school. I was a good athlete, but I wasn't the best. I was top 10 in the state of Alaska as a cross-country runner, and I was top 20 as a cross-country skier. And then I went to medical school and got busy with my career. And when I turned 50, I weighed close to 200 pounds. I still felt like I was an athlete. Occasionally I went out and ran a 10K race. Nancy, my lovely wife, instead of buying me the red sports car that I wanted for my 50th birthday, bought me a racing bicycle. And the guys that sold me the racing bicycle, I went out there every weekend with them and they kicked my butt. And it made me feel like I was an athlete again. At the time, I thought I was in as good a shape as I was ever going to be in. I was bicycle racing, and we were actually driving home from Whistler, and my wife was looking at me, and she said, "You have a lump in your neck." And I said, "No, I don't." She said, yes, you do." And they did a CAT scan, and it showed an invasive mass at the base of my tongue that was actually blocking off about half my airway, which was a little scary to look at. And then I got a biopsy, and they were able to determine it was NK cell lymphoma. NK stands for natural killer, if you want to know. And pretty much if somebody gives you a cancer that has natural killer in the name, you've pretty much drawn the short straw of the cancer game. I met with 3 oncologists. The first one told me that I had a 50% chance of living 2 years. The second one told me I had a 50% chance of living 5 years. And I did simultaneous chemotherapy and radiation, which is almost never done. And I went from being somebody who was pretty athletic to being almost bedridden. And my last chemotherapy dose was in October of 2014. So that would have been 7 years ago, almost this month. Gradually, over the last 5 years, I've come back. I've had a pretty good duathlon career. I was the age group national champion in 2017 and 18. I went to the duathlon world championships in 17, 18, and 19 and got 4th every year, just off the podium. I was looking death pretty much in the face, and it put things into perspective as far as, how short life is and how things are possible if you want to make them possible. And kind of since 2019, I've been obsessing about running a desert race, and here I am. Hello. Right. Ooh, it's starting to get really hot. No breeze. We've been climbing on sort of this false flat for a while. It's really taken it out of me. I think the heat combined with this low-calorie diet. It looks like we're about to crest here, and actually I can already feel the breeze coming over the hill. I think that was hyena scat. It's white from the bones of the animals that they eat. Hello. It's starting to heat up out here a little bit. All right, that was the last aid station. Just 10 kilometers left. There's the finish line. Tried to hang on, but wasn't happening. Congratulations.
Well done.
Congrats, Ben. Nice work. Yeah, what a beautiful course. Let's take a look at these feet. Not bad. These shoes are working out great. That grip, just perfect for the sandy roads. Of course, the built-in gaiters, gusseted tongue, and they don't seem to be too hot. My feet aren't really sweating too much, so I'd say these are winners.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
Nice
what's
work.
good, man?
Nice work.
Good work, Mabassa.
Hey, guys.
You were pushing hard.
I was. Oh, these guys are legit.
But you did. You were just behind us all the time.
You know, these things are so much about recovery. I had a quick lie down, put my feet up, had my protein shake. And now I'm actually gonna have some lunch, and then I'm gonna have another nap, and then maybe get up and walk around a little bit, lie down again, put my feet back up, really just try to stay out of the sun as well. The main difference between a stage race like this and a 200 miler really is the fact that you get to run hard during the day and then sleep. So trying to get like 10 hours sleep at night plus a couple of naps is really important.
Now you know that we cook on fire traditionally, and we still do today. Without this wood, there's no hot water, no food. To us as well, you getting your boiled water there. What we wanted you to experience in Namibia is to find yourself and to be at peace. But thank you for coming to Namibia, and thank you for experiencing these wonderful things.
On the next episode of Racing Namibia.
Today is the first day that you're going to see the very, very poisonous plants of this desert.
Today's going to be a little bit of a longer stage, closer to 45 kilometers, and I believe mostly uphill, climbing up through a riverbed.